Well, hello there. Back at it again with another video talking about football. Today, I'm just going to cover some Bears stuff and some other football news. First things first, as usual, I'm late to this. Caleb Williams got his debut in the second preseason game. He went 4 of 7, throwing for 95 yards, no touchdowns, and I want to quickly give you my analyst on this. Now, I'm not out here like a lot of guys screaming franchise quarterback, but I'm also not going to be the only negative person in the room and say that he didn't do some cool things. He kind of looks the part, doesn't he? He almost threw an interception on one of the drives where he had a better read, but I'm not going to hold it against him. Even if he threw the pick, it's preseason, it's part of the learning process. No touchdowns from Caleb. Again, not super worried about this. I think we got what we needed out of Caleb considering it was his first time on the field at game speed. I was happy with his performance. Now, I'm really happy with everything that I've seen from the Bears this preseason. They look organized, the tempo's good, and they look well coached. And they're really good at using their depth. This is what I wanted to see out of Chicago. This is what I wanted to see out of the Bears. This is the best that I've seen them look. One thing that I am concerned about is that offensive line. Nate Davis is out with a soft tissue injury. Now, the injury report hasn't updated as of yet. As of making this video, at least on the Bears website, Ryan Bates was Nate Davis's backup. Now, he had to exit practice this past Thursday. Darnell Wright is back after exiting Wednesday's practice after someone rolled over his leg. Now, it's just not making me feel super confident just 2 preseason games in, and the offensive line injuries are mounting. Outside the Bears, I wanted to touch on Justin Fields. It was his debut with the Steelers. Now he fumbled twice. He went 5 of 6, went 67 yards through the air. It looks like he struggled. I understand that. But I could see him taking over the starting position from Russell. Maybe not right away, but maybe a little bit through this season, maybe halfway through the season, he could take that spot if Russell is underperforming. You get what you get out of Justin, and that's usually in the form of mistakes. Outside that news, I wanted to touch on some Aaron Rodgers. Now, if you follow the QB, then you know he missed mandatory minicamp for the Jets because he enjoys Egyptian culture.
You've guzzled enough. There's other swine to water.
Here, water lily.
My name is Lilia.
To me, you are a lily, and I want water.
He was in Egypt. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, because I'm a Bears fan, and I had to look at that man's face for over a decade, and I watched him beat our team almost every time we matched up against him. So I know who Aaron Rodgers is, and I follow him. Now, over the past 4 years, I've grown kind of tired of the drama surrounding Rodgers. I think he's been really attention-seeking lately. He's probably not going to play any preseason games because, quote, he has seen it all. Come on, like, that's not what it's about here. It's about seeing where you stack up, getting familiar with game speed, and getting the mind ready for the season. It's not about whether or not you've experienced it. If I'm the Jets front office, I'm not happy with this. I don't think the Jets are getting the most out of the asset that he is. I don't think he's been a very valuable asset for the organization at all, except for his ability to sell jerseys and put butts in seats. But he has to be there. His attitude towards the game lately has affected his game. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old going into this season. Don't be surprised if he gets injured again. Maybe not 3 snaps into the season.
Protection breaks down.
Maybe he just doesn't play up to stuff. You know, maybe he can't keep up with the game anymore. He can't zip the ball like he used to. He's got aches and pains. I will say this. I don't think he's going to take the Jets anywhere. I don't think the Jets are going to be a playoff team or even a wild card team with Aaron Rodgers. Number one, you got the Patriots in that division. They drafted Joe Milton. If they start him, the Patriots could be a sleeper team. They could be really good. And remember in one of my earlier videos talking about the draft, I said Joe Milton was pretty good and to pay attention wherever he went. He went to the Patriots. His debut, he did good. He looked good. You also have the Bills. And then you have the Dolphins. I'm sorry, if you think the Jets are better than any of those teams, you're crazy. Sorry to any Jets fans. I wanted to cover some Madden news. Madden's out. It's here. We got it. Now, I almost got the game, but I just didn't want to spend $70 on it. As far as what I've seen on YouTube from the gameplay, the visuals, the game looks good. The lighting, the ambience, that's cool. But I still see some of the same issues that I've seen in Madden for a long time, so I wanted to cover the game really quick and give you some of the gripes and some of the things that I'm seeing out of the footage. Now, number one, it's still on the Frostbite engine. It's just got a fresh coat of paint. The visuals and animations have been refreshed as they should have been because, well, guess what? College Football 25 is here. So the Madden team actually has to put a decent product on the table. I guess it took College Football 25 to do that. Shouldn't have, but yep, that's where we're at. Look, the tackling animations still look janky. Running backs can't break offensive line tackles, they can't break linebacker tackles or DBs within the first 5 yards of scrimmage. They have improved the throwing animations, but look, the issues with Superman DBs and linebackers when they're dropping into coverage still exist, and it doesn't seem like a football sin. You know, the DBs aren't behaving how DBs would behave in actual game. The movement of the players pre-snap are delayed, and the input still seems off. EA seems to not understand how stadiums work. For example, in Madden games, the end zone is a dead zone. It's void of life. But in real life, you have cameramen, you have security personnel, you have random people hanging out by the tunnels. You have ball boys or ball girls that grab the ball after a field goal or arid throws. It still doesn't exist in Madden. They don't understand how the sidelines work. Why not implement some routine for the players? Say you're the offensive side of the ball. In between possessions, you can have players go over to the water cooler, maybe go sit down, talk to their teammates on the bench. Maybe during special teams, you have those guys kind of in the same area. Maybe you have certain guys following their position coach around. There's just stuff you could do to make the game feel more immersive, and it's not there, and it continues to be done. It hasn't been there ever. It's always been terrible. And you would think it's 2024, they could make this seem like this is, I feel like I'm actually in an NFL stadium. That doesn't exist here. They got some new terminology, boom tech. Boom tech.
Today, we're talking about boom tech.
Seriously? For the life of me, I don't understand why EA doesn't bring back EA Tracks. Bring back EA Tracks for your sports games. You make enough money, go get some licensed music, for crying out loud. Like, I'm serious. If you haven't, go listen to the 07 soundtrack. Dude, that soundtrack slaps. Like, all those songs are bangers, and they're bangers today. Like, the 06 soundtrack for, like, oh my god. Like, I miss EA Tracks. I wish they would bring that back, but we're not gonna get it. They're not gonna spend the money. Guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps me out. Maybe talk some shit down in the comments. Until the next one, I'm out of here.